Let's talk a little bit about hackers and scammers.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard about the Windows support hack? Scam?
That's right. That's when you you have errors on your Windows machine and you get a phone call from somebody saying they'll fix it for you?
Yeah, it's typically how it works is you get a call from someone who says, "Hi, I'm so-and-so from either Microsoft or a company that's
Microsoft totally has a team that does
and
that,
they call
right?
you up.
Yeah.
They call you up and they say, "We've detected your computer having lots of issues. It's sending out traffic to the internet." And then as proof, they direct you to the log files. Now the log files
show you errors
because that's what
it's there for.
Right. Log the errors. And so someone who doesn't know about this, they're going to get freaked out. They're going to go, "Oh my gosh, I guess my computer really is hacked."
Yeah.
And then they say, "Well, you know what? We're going to help you out. Let me remote control your computer, and I'll get rid of all the bad stuff, and I'll make sure it's secure." And so they have you download a program. It's a legit program that does remote control.
So kind of like when we've talked about with
RDP right?
Stuff,
Or what do you use on the Mac? You use
I use Teamviewer.
Yeah, Teamviewer. It's the same thing. It allows someone else to remote control your desktop.
Okay.
And after that, they could do a number of things. Once they have control of your desktop, they could make it download malware. They could change some of your settings.
They can encrypt your entire hard drive
That's
and then
the
use it
worst
for ransom.
case scenario, right? They could just crypt lock everything, and then they'd say, "Oh, and if you want your computer back, it's going to be $600 in traveler's tickets."
This happened to a friend of mine, and he saw the mouse moving on the screen, and he unplugged his laptop and he didn't use it ever again. I was like, but I don't think that helped.
It's still sitting on a shelf.
He like put it under his bed and he never used it again.
So. But you know, actually, he was smart. What you can do is just yank the network plug. If it's not connected to a network, they can't remote control it. But there's no better solution.
Really?
Yeah, I read about this over the weekend. There's a security researcher. I've actually met him at DEF CON. Brilliant man, who he heard about these Windows scams, and he was like, it's Windows people.
Right.
But then someone scammed his grandparents.
Ooh.
And he was ticked because he had to spend an entire day just cleaning off all the crapware that they had installed. Thankfully, they didn't crypt block it, but he was upset. He's like, "Wait a minute, no, that's not right. You know, you're taking advantage of people who just don't know better."
Right.
So he wrote a little piece of software. It's a module that runs in Metasploit. Metasploit is an exploit framework. It's a way for you to build up little hacking tools, right?
I've heard Raphael Mudge talk about that on your show This Week in Enterprise Tech.
Right. It can be misused, and so Metasploit does have that reputation as being a hacker tool, but it's really for security professionals who want to know, can I throw something at a system that I've secured that will get through?
Right.
Well, what he did was he wrote a module that attacks that remote control software. He does what's called a Dll Injection. It looks like a text transcript that gets pushed into the DLL, which was it's the encryption. It's the communications protocol between the remote and the host. And it goes back to the remote side, gets unencrypted, gets turned into an executable. The executable runs. When it runs, you now own the scammer's computer. It reverses it.
That is, so he found a vulnerability in the software that, that is so cool.
It's called a zero-day exploit, so it hasn't been patched. Remember, this is legit software.
Right,
so
this can be used for not malicious purposes.
Exactly, but he's now figured out a way for someone who's getting scammed to run a Metasploit module and say, "Oh yeah, I'm not saying I would do it. I am saying that I have tested it. It works." But what I would do, most of these scammers are working off of a laptop. I would take over the laptop, take a picture of them, put their picture on my desktop, and then when they remote in, they go,
they see a picture
who's
of
this guy on my desktop? That's so weird.
Is this the virus you're talking about? I think it's inside the computer.
This just popped up. What does this mean?
Can you make it go away? I can.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of legal things about this because it is still hacking.
Yeah.
But
even if it's for revenge, sweet, delicious revenge.
Revenge is a dish best served
salted,
room temperature.
Oh, okay, perfect.